Howdy ho, guys and gals, it's Red, your friendly neighborhood tool bear, back again here in the Den of Tools. And today, as part of our Father's Day, lead up week, we got all these great sales flyers coming out, all these great sales for Father's Days. Well, we're over at Lowe's, the big blue box store that we know and love. Yeah, and we all know that it's slowly becoming the Craftsman store. But there's still some great Cobalt deals as well as a few other tools and stuff. So let's check it out and let's see what the top 10 deals are for your Father's Day weekend. All right, first up, we've got the Rockwell. This is a great little saw. People underestimate the size of these saws. And here's what you have to remember. When the blade is that much smaller, you don't need a big beefy motor to spin it as fast. And that means that little motor can really make that blade spin, and that's where it gets its power. It's RPMs over torque, if you would. This thing is great for ripping thin, sheet material or even drywall. And you can just pull it out. You can easily cut, notch out stuff in drywall. It'll kick up some dust. Believe it or not, it will. But also, I really like using these little saws for ripping down large sheet stock. Use a good straight edge with it, and you can actually get an amazingly straight cut really quickly with one of these. All right, it says price in cart. You need to check it out. But I already did it, and the price here right now, I believe, is $69. Let's just double check just to make sure here. And sure enough, $69. All right, number 9 on the list. The Spider 13-piece bimetal arbored hole saw set. Now, I talked with these guys over at the National Hardware Show earlier last month, and they gave us a demo on it. If you haven't seen it, go check out the video on that. These things are great. One of the key things that they have here is they use a really large, a larger than normal center arbor hole, and that really allows you to get more control of the hole as you're cutting it, specifically cutting at angles. So you can really go in, knock it at an angle. If you have a hole that's already cut, they have a nesting system you can use. And with a simple one-button push, it knocks out the hole that you've already drilled. Great system here. Nice people over there. They really stand behind the stuff they sell. So check that out. That's the Spider 13-piece set. That is literally more than half off at $39.98. I checked the price online, and I was seeing, honestly, stuff around $80 or $90 on that. All right, number 8 on the list, the Cobalt QuietTech 26-gallon portable electric vertical air compressor. This is, if you've been following the Harbor Freight stuff, their new Fortress line of compressors. The one we've been really waiting on is the 27-gallon. Well, that's going to be essentially their answer to this beast right here. This is a dual pump design QuietAir 26-gallon compressor. It's 4-pole induction motor there. And that really allows them to get more air and more power. And I know, I hate to say it, I've said so long about going, with oiled over oilless. And I will still say, if you're going to be using it every day, if this is going to be your main or primary tool, then no, I think you still do want to go with oiled. But oilless as a occasional tool, as something you're going to use 2 or 3 times a week, for the quietness, the convenience, the lack of having to service it, it's something for you. I think a DIY or a homeowner needs to consider, especially just for the peace of mind of not having your bell rung every time you turn the dang thing on. $269. This is a great price for a 26-gallon compressor like this. All right, number 7 on the list. Yeah, I know we've talked about it, but you can't get away from it. $500 for a tool chest. And yeah, hold on. I know every time I post this or talk about it, somebody's like, well, that's just, $500 for the top, $500 bottom. No, that's a combo kit. It's only sold as a combo kit. That's $500 for both pieces. That's a heck of a lot of storage. I had a lot of people posting down below. If you go and look at the last video where I talked about this, there were not just homeowners, but pros who were buying this as a secondary box for at work. It's not a super robust box. It's very sheet metally. The thin drawers only hold 100 pounds. The bottom drawer itself they 50 pounds. The bottom drawer holds 100, but it doesn't have to be your primary box for storing every single socket you have in one drawer. Or if it is going to be your primary box at home, spread it out some. but it's great, and I love the mini hutch up top with the charging area up there. Oh, I love this kind of platform, and I'd like to see maybe Harbor Freight following up on that and maybe updating their system with it. I know there's a few of you who don't like it, but I don't know if you've dropped on your head as a child or what, but the Bear Kids. No, not really. Obviously dropped on your head as a child. All right, next on the list, the Cobalt 10-inch table saw. We've talked about this before, and I'll be honest. Hold on, slow your roll. I know some of you who are in on this already know this saw does sell for cheaper throughout the year. About 1 or 2 times a year, you will see this for about $20 cheaper. But normally, it's $300. And if you're looking for a good saw, this is a great budget saw. It really is. I know we were talking about the one over at Home Depot. They've got their the rigid saw for $200 or so. And they're like, well, which one's better? Which one's better? I would say, as far as build quality, honestly, I think the rigid is better. But here's the deal. The rigid is a different tool. It's a compact portable job site saw. All right? It is tiny. The table on that is tiny. This comes with a stand. It's folding. And let me see if I can show you here. It also has a slide out extension on the back. At least I believe it does. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time I saw this model, it had a slide out extension on the back as well. This is a really compact, nice saw. And at that price, basically what this is I look at this as for the DIYer at home who wants to do stuff around the house. Maybe you're working on the house. Maybe you need to move the saw, or maybe you have a small shop where a table saw isn't your main item and you just need to be able to fold it up to put it out of the way. That's this saw. If you're a pro or you're serious and you're constantly taking your saw, throwing it in the back of your pickup truck and going to a job site or going someplace else, then get the rigid. All right? That's the way I would look at those two different saws. All right, next on the list, speaking of saws, say you want something a little beefier, something a little more robust. This Hitachi, man, this is I don't know how to say it. This is like the one that no one's talking about that's really a killer deal. I know a lot of you were giving me grief saying that you liked that DeWalt, rack and pinion style fence. Fine, that's great. That's your choice. There's arguments to be made either way. A lot of you don't want to hear the arguments, but the bear can only help you so much, right? But here is that rack and pinion style fence. Again, yeah, I kid you not. This has that same, let's see if I can pull it up here. Oh, come on. Work with me. I just saw it. Here we go. All right, right over here. There's your rack and pinion for the fence. This, I think they licensed it from DeWalt. You got the extension at the back. You've got just a heck of a lot of rip capacity and on a great stand. And this isn't one of the small little tables. This is actually one of the larger tables for a portable job site you're going to get. And you're getting the Hitachi name and the Hitachi quality and Hitachi warranty behind it for $350. This is a serious saw, all right? And if you've been looking at the DeWalts, this is going to give you that same kind of fence you get in the DeWalt, but you're not going to have to do that silly little moving the fence game with this. You're going to get the extension, and you're going to get a really stable, truly stable platform because you're not getting that cheesy scissors style, table on it. You've got a nice widespread 4-leg setup there. I really like this saw, and I gotta say, if you've been looking for something this at $350, you need to jump on this. Next on the list, I keep saying it. I talk about hand trucks, about working smart, not hard, not hurting yourself. In the shop, we're often putting things up high. You need to get up there. This is more than just a step stool. These little systems like this, and I need to do a video on this, these are more like a portable staircase at this point. They are so stable. They're so wide. Honestly, I'll be honest, I'm a bigger bear, and I even use a different model than this. It's even heftier and excuse me, and more robust. But this is, you see this great little locking bar. This thing will not fold up on you until you pull that bar up. This is a great system, and for $35, stop screwing around, stop climbing up on your chair to reach something you got on the top shelf or something. Get one of these. They fold up, they'll slide between cabinets. You can hang it on the wall. You can do all sorts of stuff. Be smart, guys. I don't want to hear about you guys getting injured in the shop. All right. Number 3 on the list It was the Craftsman. You know, we had to have a Craftsman. Come on. They're pushing all the Craftsman stuff. So what we got here is the Craftsman 2000 series rolling tool cabinet. Actually, this is more along the lines of a rolling tool workbench, a la the Husky or the Yukon one from Harbor Freight, because it's got that nice wood top on it. All right? I guess you can't see it in that picture here. But anyway, so what you got here is you've got a 41-inch wide cabinet. And it's, think of it as like a hybrid. It's not full tool chest, but it's not also, you know, just the simple one like the Yukon and the Husky, where it's the one big drawer and then you got the two swing out cabinets. Now, we all like that Yukon 9 drawer, but that kind of disappeared on us. Don't know what happened to it. I guess it, you know, knew some secrets about Hillary or something. Anyway, I could help myself. $300, it's $100 more, but as I said, I think with these drawers you get a lot more usability out of it, and of course you get to have the, you know, the whole, you know, black and red Craftsman scheme if you like that. I kind of admit it kind of calls to me, but anyway, number 2 on the list, the Craftsman VersaStack. I know more black and red here, but the Craftsman VersaStack. Let me move it up here so you can see it a little bit better here. This is your 3 combo unit here. You get your base, and that's where the handle's going to be attached to. It's got the wheels. You get your mid-size cabinet, and you get your small locking cabinet. These all lock together and then unlock, so you can use them separately and whatnot. You can mix and match, and there's a whole line of stuff with this VersaStack that goes with it. And here's the secret. This is because, you know, Craftsman, the stuff that's not being sold in Sears, is actually Stanley Black & Decker. They paid $900 million, or a little over $900 million for the Craftsman name. And so they've been coming out with new products, but also rebranding some of their older products. This is actually the DeWalt T-Lock system, also the Stanley T-Lock system as well. Now, you won't find the Stanley around as much, but you can still buy the DeWalt T-Lock system, and you can mix and match. They are interchangeable, which means you find one on sale or you like a different configuration with that one, as long as you don't mind a little color mix matching there, you can use those, you know, one with the other. And this is a great system. This is all one and done here for $80. All right, and number 1 on the list is the Cobalt. Here, let me slide it down here for you. Cobalt 2-piece 24-volt cordless power equipment combo kit. I know we've been hesitant on the Cobalt stuff because it feels like they've been getting pushed out by Craftsman. But I've seen enough of the stores now that have had a full conversion, a full switch over, and there's still a good chunk of Cobalt stuff there. Now, I don't know if Cobalt's really going to get expanded in the way that other tool lines have and or will be. But that said, they do have a great core system, and this 24-volt system, it's proven. I've got the triple hammer, that's the hammer drill, the impact driver, the circ saw, and I've got some of the regular batteries, some of the extended batteries, and this charger. And I've been pleased with punch with them. I gotta say, the one thing that's kind of negative about them is all this Cobalt stuff is a little bit hefty. They're all a little bit oversized. But I took a look at this. I need to get a trimmer here for the house in Montana, and it'd be nice to have a trimmer and a blower. I donated our last ones, our work system, to the local church, and I figured, you know what? I brought my Cobalt stuff with me. I'll have extra batteries. Let's give this one a try and see how it holds up. So I'm going to pick this up this weekend, and we'll have a video hopefully for you next week. Maybe I'll put the Cubs to work with it and then earn some, you know, money for down there at the some of the thrift stores. They love to go down there and pick through the thrift stores. Oh, we got some great thrift stores. I have to do a walkthrough of some of the thrift stores we have down here for you. And last but not least, you know we got to have a bonus item. Got to have a bonus item. And that is a Cobalt 227-piece mechanics tool set with case and metal latches. Now, you think, well, why are they talking about the metal latches? Well, when it first came out, it had plastic latches, and the cases on these are notorious for falling apart. This is one of the few where they've kind of addressed that situation, and it's not nearly as bad. Now, this is not as robust a system as you've seen with some of the other stuff we had. I had the 189-piece. I had the 300-piece. They're much better system, much better quality of tools than you're going to see with those systems than you'll see with this. But it's a nice beginner set. And, you know, as you know, like the one I had, it was a 4-drawer. I should say it's a 5-drawer because there's one drawer that's hidden behind this that comes out as well. But anyway, the point of the matter is, and the reason this is a bonus item and not one of the main items is that this is going to be your mileage may vary. I'm going to be honest, probably 70% of the places you're going to go are probably going to have this out of stock. but a few of you will still have a chance to get it, and that's half price there at $100. So there you go. There's your Lowe's option. Yeah, I know we've done Home Depot. Now we've done Lowe's, and also we did the ones the non-tool Father's Day stuff. So if there's anything else for Father's Day you think the Bears missed, somebody else you want me to cover, let me know. I'll be happy to check it out. But until then, you all take care, and as always, shine on.